What's going on, people? Welcome back to DR Sports. And I'm hosting today. Yeah. No more cash and all of that stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Cash.
None of that. Yeah. None of that. None of that.
Yeah,
Because Manchester United humbled Liverpool at Anfield. Let's be honest. They did. Because everybody, including myself, thought we'd lose that game convincingly. And I had before the game that everyone saying I was running away. You're not going to see me. You know what I mean? Craig David walking away, all of that stuff. No. I said from a long time I wasn't going to be here. And it's a positive result as well. So I had to come and make sure AGT has to be accountable for his team. Not none of this. See, no. We're not doing any of that.
Get into the serious stuff.
We'll get into the serious stuff. This is the banter stage of the video.
Yeah.
And the banter stage is this. Wagwan for Trent. Make Dallo look like Ronaldo.
Lazy journalism.
Yeah. Not really. Just
lazy journalism.
Not really. Just following the United great. Not really. Just Trent, mate. It's got a ring to it. Yeah.
It's like League Two
Wagwan for Tranmere.
Disrespectful.
Tranmere Trent. Yeah. No. How about that? And also
Champions League winner Trent, actually.
No, he doesn't even want to be at your club, mate. And also, I will say this as well. The midfield. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's a disgrace. He should never be the
really
captain.
Well.
He's the best player on the park.
I agree.
Much. You know what I mean? Owned Anfield. Well, McAllister, didn't see him. Curtis Jones, didn't see him.
McAllister, that's out of order. McAllister almost scored. McAllister had a really good game. Jones super quiet, and that emphasised how much we actually missed Szoboszlai, because he would have been that first press that obviously Diaz through the middle is more behind and then reacts to the action. But we missed Szoboszlai big time. And listen, yes, Manchester
Diaz
United
up front, nothing.
Nothing. Nada, mi amigo.
Anonymous.
Luchito, ¿dónde estás?
Yeah, how'd you say it? Nonito, nothing.
Terminado, nada, hay nada. Yeah, he had a poor game. Listen, if he doesn't score, he assists in most games. The record speaks for itself this season with Gakpo, who got a great goal, by the way. You didn't mention him, did you?
Great goal. Good goal.
To be honest, bro, the only standout players for Liverpool, I'd say, was Maka in the midfield. He had that shot early on, good save by Onana. I would say Gakpo for the goal, and then maybe Virgil.
No, definitely Van Dijk.
Gravenberch did a few nice twists and rolls off Mainu.
But then Ugarte started to get going, and then
Ugarte and Bruno and Mainu, when they were popping it about in midfield, it was a scary sight. And listen, bro, like, you know me, I've been going to this game for 20 years live in the flesh. And like I said just before we came on camera, that's the best United performance I've seen since probably the Mata overhead kick game. So I was impressed by United. The way that they kind of pushed us in. Trent was getting overlapped by Dallo. It was like he was running in quicksand. And listen, the one thing that we love Trent for is his creativity, his passing. And that's what let him down. 25 times he gave away the ball. Awful. I think he lost 0 out of 5 duels. And look, we love him. He loves us. We want him to stay ideally. If he goes, he goes. And the contract thing is a separate thing that we can talk about. It's not even his fault. It's FSG's fault for allowing it to get to this. But what we can criticize him for is the lack of running back, walking, not running, not breaking your neck. At least when Andy Robertson makes a mistake, bro, he runs to rectify it like his life depends on it.
He went to sleep and all because that second goal's on him.
For sure. But more often than not, if Robbo makes a mistake, he'll try his best to rectify it. What I can't excuse is you giving the ball away and then just ambling back. And for the first goal, what a finish by Martinez. He's got to close him down. He's so hesitant.
You just didn't want to engage, bro. He didn't care. He was as passive. He didn't care. He had no intention of trying to close down Bruno when Bruno just danced through 3 players. To be fair, I looked at McAllister and he's right to probably jump out because he's going, I've got a couple other red shirts around me. He should be all right here. And Bruno just plays a lovely reverse pass. And Leacher, imagine the irony. There's so much irony in this game, AGT. Even I was saying Martinez shouldn't even play this game. He's been shocking. Yeah? Gives it that, mate. Baby on the way. Don't care. Rust it, top bins. Finish. And
was a great goal.
Had a great goal. And he had a good game. Like in that left channel on Salah. Don't get me wrong. Salah scored his penalty. Salah does what Salah does. He has many games where he doesn't play all that well. He doesn't do all that much.
But then he'll pop up with a 2
But then he does a goal or assist or it's what he does. But by and large, in open play, we kept him quiet. I was very happy with him. And you know what? To top it all off, AGT, You man's roof was leaking, brother.
Well,
I don't want to hear. No,
the snow was thawing, right? When I woke up on Friday morning, Sunday morning in Liverpool, the snow, I'm telling you, bro, you're lucky you stayed in the warm studio because you couldn't hack it up there.
Falling
5
down,
inches of snow,
feels
mate.
falling down.
The snow pouring off the roof, and it's not leaking, it's purring out of the gutters,
leaking.
and it's going on.
Oh, it's purring over the gutters.
So how would your stadium have dealt with last night?
Well,
if
guess
it's
what,
not
mate?
the rats
The game
or the
wasn't there.
poor hygiene rating,
No,
it's the
mate.
leaky roof.
Guess what?
And the rat
Well,
on the
guess
pitch
what?
or off the
All
pitch.
of this stuff is true, but guess what? We saw it with our own eyes, mate. There were Man United journalists, shout out Samuel Luckhurst, before the game, bro. He's drenched. Poor guy. He's leaking, mate. He just built a new stand. Shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be happening, mate. So
Snow falls quickly,
and I tell you another thing as well for consistency, AGT. I ain't stopping, yeah? Darwin Núñez. I tell you what.
That was a joke, bro.
I tell you what, if Lisandro Martinez did that, if Bruno Fernandes did that, yeah, if any of them guys, they're a disgrace, they're anti-football, they're this. But when it's your guy with a little shit ponytail, yeah, it's all right. No one's calling it out. Absolutely disgusting behavior for him. Lucky not to get a red card.
Not a red.
He's lucky because there was no elbow action. Yeah, he's lucky. But just the intent alone.
Flex.
And guess what? Sandwiched by Euro. Thought he could come in, done nothing. Euro just nyam him up with a tackle.
First thing he's done for the club. He lost 4 games in a row. It's about time.
He's done that same tackle about 3-4 times in a row, mate.
Done it at the Emirates.
Done it at Tottenham too.
There's no put your guns down. Coke, lay your weapons down. I'm not here to fight. I'm agreeing with you, bro. Good. You should have won the game. If that on the end of that shot was Ruud van Nistelrooy, yeah, or Rooney, the game's 3-2 to United, like John O'Shea settings last minute at the Kop end. Trust me, like in this game, that can happen. And yes, bro, you went 4-0 before the game. I went 3-0. People were saying 8s. You know, in an ideal world, one day I'd like to get 7 again. It's unrealistic. It was an anomaly. I've learned that now. Yeah, that game was an anomaly. Even though we did beat you 5, 4, and 3 many times. However, United should have won that game potentially. Yes, even though we had the.
You could have won it though. You could have won it.
Virgil, you know, he's got to be burying that header. Jota has a shot. In another day, that's 3-2 to Liverpool. We do the classic Liverpool thing of coming back last minute. But I agree, bro. I was impressed with the way United performed on the day. It's just, it shows me how can they not get up every week and do stuff like that? You've got some kind of thing there if you pull it together. But I'll be honest, I was more disappointed with Liverpool going forward. The fact that Gakpo had that chance early on. We weren't that clinical, and Núñez came on. Now he's suspended for the game against Forest as well. When you're trying to throw the kitchen sink at it, I thought the timing of the subs, okay. It was 1-1. Bring on Jota and Núñez, go for it.
Yeah, I was worried when I saw them coming. I'm not going to lie.
But Trent coming off after 80, that had to be done on the half an hour mark because Conor Bradley comes in, flying tackle straight away, almost scores at the Kop end. On another day, we score 4. You might score 3. It could have been a 5-4. It was a real throwback kind of 90s head-to-head.
It was one of those games, and that's, I have to say, it's the most comfortable I've ever felt at Anfield.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like what Ruben Amorim was saying after the game because he's basically saying, I'm angry.
These are the levels
I'm annoyed.
now.
Because basically everyone was telling him change the system and change this and change that. He said, this is what I'm saying. It's not to do with the system. It's to do with the application. Yeah. Now, this means absolutely nothing if we go to Arsenal and get rolled. Now, listen, we can go out to Arsenal as the cup. We probably still will. But like, it means nothing if we don't put in that type of performance. It means nothing if we play Southampton at home and don't get a result. But if you apply yourself to that level, then we'll win games. It's that simple. We'll win games until we get the things that we need. And that's why I do agree that he should be mad. Bruno needed a performance like that. Bruno's been struggling to beat the allegations. Let's be honest. He's been really poor this season. He's really, really struggled, and he's needed a big boy performance. We didn't even have him in the last game because of a big card against Wolves. Finally, bro, he was doing things where I went, I've not even seen him do this before. When he got Trent yellow, the yellow card, when there was like 3 men around him, I thought, here we go. He's going to do a Bruno. He's going to lose it because this is an awful place to lose it. And he just wriggles out. I'm going, yeah, he's playing possessed. He's having one of them games. Ugarte covered every blade of grass. He was everywhere. You know, winning midfield.
Made a few mistakes in the first half.
Of course, Kobe Mainoo gave the ball. He was kicking the ball out. He didn't have the first half, but then as the game started going on, he started getting a little bit more comfortable. We was not perfect. We was not perfect at all. Harry Maguire and De Ligt, for large parts, and Martinez were really aggressive, but De Ligt was involved in the 2 things that lead to the goal. But So I'm, the handball's unlucky. It's a definite pen. It's just instinctive. He's tried to turn.
Can you help me? What minute did Garnacho come on?
Oh, I don't know. That must have been about 70 odd.
Right.
75. So he made a difference.
For me, already at that point, Slot is seeing that Trent is being a bit targeted, right? He's been done by that. It's not even like you needed to double up. Dalot was just getting around him and putting the cross in with no overlap, really.
Yeah.
But at the point where Garnacho comes on, if I'm Slot, I'm anticipating you're about to bring on Garnacho, maybe 65. I look at Trent, he's on a yellow, I think. He's given the ball away 25 times. Drag him off at 65, and then you've got half an hour of fresh legs. Connor Bradley, who will cover every blade of grass as well. And I just think if we did that sub and we had Szoboszlai, it's a totally different game. But again, I have to credit United. They came and executed the plan perfectly. Like I said, that's the best performance in a decade at Anfield. You haven't scored in 5 years at Anfield.
72nd minute he came on, Garnacho.
There you go. So anticipate that sub and make the switch before you've made yours and try and lock up that area a bit more. Because what happens then is Konate's dragged out. Virgil's got to do lung-busting runs to get back and bail out his mate Trent, staring him down. Don't blame him because he's not getting back. But at the end of the day, the point still remains. You're in 13th. We're top of the league with 6 points ahead of anyone else. We've got a game in hand in the derby. And these
but hold on.
games are massive.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I was going to say, but hold on a minute, because listen,
nothing changes. Like I say, we've not lost points from anyone.
You haven't. No.
Happy days still.
But it's you say that. Yeah, but there's also another context, which if I was you, I would choose to go down the context you've just gone down. But I'll just provide you with an alternative context. Sure. Alternative context is things are starting to creep in, mate. Things are starting to creep in because you have to look at the morale and the mood of the camp. So don't get me wrong. It's rumors, reports. You know what Twitter's like. Saying there's a bit, big fight and all that. I'm not going to do what you do. Say, I heard it's all kicking off. But we saw some things being tweeted. We saw some things being tweeted about the dressing room. Cool. The Trent thing now is going to rear its head. And now this is a big week for you because if you don't get it done, even if you lose the first leg against Tottenham or something just happened, again, it's just another bad result. Then Forest, all of a sudden, it's only halfway through the season. And Brentford, bro. It's only halfway through the season. What are you? So, how many points clear? 5.
6 with a game in hand.
6 with a game in hand. Even the 9 points, and that game's against Everton, so God knows what's going to happen in that.
We could lose 9 3 games, and then
easily, bro. It's only halfway through this season.
I know. But what you've got to do at this point now is, if that is true, and do you know what? I don't mind a bit of that. If I'm honest, you look at Sheringham and Cole, Keane and Schmeichel. They didn't like each other. There was a bit of argy-bargy in the dressing room.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't mind that. If it's true, I don't mind that. Passion, mate. I want to see a bit of
you just had a shit performance. You want someone in there who's
but hang on. What you've got to do now, though, everyone's got to just calm down a little bit. Maybe have a few changes against Spurs on Wednesday. You go again and use that. You know, if Trent is constantly thinking about contracts and there's too much noise, take him out of the team. Put Connor Bradley in for a week or two. You have to navigate.
Don't you think
now
that'll create more noise, though? Don't you think if you take him out, don't you think it'll just be
on merit, though? I'm talking about let's start Bradley at Spurs. If he has a great game, why not start him in the next game? That's the way I'm looking at it at the minute.
It's Carabao Cup, to be fair. You probably would have made changes for that anyway, regardless of Trent.
Yeah, exactly. Trent probably would have been on the bench for this game anyway, to be honest with you.
What I mean.
That's not a big, breaking news story. But what you got to do now is navigate these tricky, maybe it's in-house, outside of the house noises mixed in with Forest away. You got to have the right mentality for Accrington Stanley in the cup. I don't care what anyone says. We played Havant and Waterlooville and we were 2-0 down in 20 minutes in 2007. Ben Owen scores a hat-trick. Lucas Leiva, I think Crouch scored. So them games are tough. And then you've got to go, bro, I'm going to Forest on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock.
That's not
that's horrible. So navigate through this bit and come out the other side after Brentford away as well, who have got the best home record. And then you've got Ipswich at home. So get to that stage relatively unscathed, get us into the final.
But it's the draws, though. If you keep drawing, I mean, you're basically giving Arsenal a lifeline. Exactly. It's not great, but like you said, it's not all over.
And what I was also going to say is you cannot now allow any of the noise, the contract talk, derail the season.
Yeah, but that's easy to say.
It's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to do. I know, but you've got to make sure
the January transfer window, bro. Is that I was just doing Sky today. That's all they're talking about. As long as it's nothing. But what I would say is, though, hats off to Virgil van Dijk, because he's basically not saying anything, but his performance levels have just still been up here. And I was about to say that Mo Salah is saying everything, but it doesn't matter.
And what we can't do,
you know what I mean? You see his post today?
Yes.
Just he's having a laugh. He's just messing about. There's no need to put the picture of all three of them. There's just no need.
Coronation Street, bro.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. But I'm telling you now, if you guys wasn't winning games or top of the league and he wasn't playing well, rightly so, you'd have a lot to say. But this is a classic example of, if you're doing the business on the pitch, you can pretty much almost, within reason,
and
say what you want to say off it.
What I don't want to do with the Trent thing is everyone now gets on his back after this game. Let's not pretend like he's had more than 2 really bad games, 3 really bad games for Liverpool across 20-odd games, 30-odd games already this season. He hasn't. This isn't an everyday thing. There's no
his level's been really high as well.
That level of overreaction. I was in the car on the way back down listening to the radio. It's probably not the best thing. I mean, my instant match reaction was so instant that, you know, like when you run out, you know what it's like. You run out the stadium.
I watched you, bro. I watched you.
And Jack's there, throws me the mic, and I start talking. Sometimes it's too instant. You need half an hour just to watch the highlights.
He's looking around. You're like, you know, it's cold. You know, that was. I'm really shocked. I could just see the disbelief in your face, and it was poetic. It was beautiful.
Thanks for watching. Views are up.
Yeah, it was great. I had to check, and then I put loads of comments, put loads of laughing faces in your comments. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I saw that as well.
Get the algorithm going. You know,
thank you. Appreciate it.
From a Man United perspective, though,
offside, by the way, but
not offside. From a United perspective, I will say that it was good to see. However, I'm under no illusions. Like, that doesn't mean we're back. That doesn't mean anything.
Don't go anywhere.
Because the truth of the matter is, I'm glad Bruno was like, why can't we do this every game? I'm glad Ruben Amorim was like, I'm mad. This is not the level. Well, this is the level. It needs to be repeated. And we have to carry on. The good thing is that we've got a whole nother week of actual training as well before the Arsenal game. We really, really need that, because there was a visible difference. That was our first week of full-on training on working on the system.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you could see something in probably the hardest place to go in England. So arguably Europe. Apart from Real Madrid away. So, you know, not really. You know,
if you beat them away,
not really. We have done in the past, but
we have.
But when it matters, though, in the finals,
when did you last even play them? About 10 years ago.
They just no. When did we last play Real Madrid? Good question. I think we played them. I think we've played them after that. Welbeck and that was playing. We've played them after that.
Long time ago.
But anyway, that was Bayern. Anyway, we that was a very positive performance, and it's something to build upon. However, the transfer window is open now. The transfer window is open. There's been a lot of noise out of United today about, of course, Rashford's. That's going to dominate a lot of interest in Serie A. Apparently, AC Milan are looking at him. There's some noise about Joshua Zirkzee as well. All the Italian teams linking back up for him. Well, the reports are also saying that and the club is saying they're not interested. He's not interested. He wants to fight for his place. Now, look, he's had a real tough time since he's come here. I look at him and I don't feel like it's going to work. I don't feel that it's going to work, but it's really early. He's brought in under Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag, after a couple of months, is gone. New manager comes in, new style, new everything. It's chaos. The team's rubbish. It's unfair to just completely write him off, but I don't see it. If I'm honest, I'm like, But fair play to the kid. He's had a rough time, and he's saying, no, I'm not giving up.
They were singing his name at the end.
Italy. They were singing his name. So look, it's more about, Anthony. It's more about, the teams in Greece that are after him. We really need to shift him. And Rashford obviously said he wants a new challenge. He's ready for a new challenge. We'll see what it looks like. But economically, I just don't see how it works in a positive way for United. You're either going to have to loan him out and subsidise all his wages, or hope that a European team comes in and buys him. But who's going to buy Marcus Rashford on that money in January? Nobody.
Literally nobody.
Literally nobody.
United, you have got so much work to do in terms of course, bringing in the right players, but you're not going to bring in any till you get rid of
we have to sell
right players.
Yeah,
so to even, I mean, United's record in the last 10 odd years in recouping is awful in terms of the big spends at the start where you bring in the Di Marias, the Falcaos, etc., etc.
We haven't recouped anything.
You barely even get any money back for these fellas. So I think there's
just Dan James is one of our highest sales.
You know yeah.
Dan James is one of our highest sales, and Lukaku the second time. Yeah, 25 million to Leeds or 30.
I mean,
something like that.
There's just crazy. So much work. I don't even know where you would start. Xerxes.
We have to get wing backs. We need wing backs bad. Like Dalot, he cooked up Trent, but that was just a poor Trent that day. Dalot hasn't been playing that good, ironically.
For a while.
We need wing backs. We need 10s, and we need a striker. We need a striker bad because Hoyler's not good enough.
Have you written off?
He's written off, man.
Yeah,
he's out for 10 weeks, bro. Like, and he can't stay fit. His body's just breaking down. Bless him. He's done. I can't see that. So, what about for you? Is it just a matter of make sure that? Well, look, there's all this noise about the big three, as they're calling them, right, in the January transfer window, but none of them are going anywhere in January. So I don't even know why it's a story like that. Like Van Dijk's not going anywhere. Trent's not going to go to Madrid, and Salah's not going to. So it doesn't really matter. But do you need a couple of reinforcements to try and get you over the line, or is the squad's deep enough?
I would love. It's difficult, man. I'd love another centre back just to add a bit more depth there. Even though we have 4 top centre backs or prospects anyway involved with the top 4. But they're dropping out a little bit. They're taking their turns and getting injured between Konate and Gomez, Quansah. So I'd like another centre back. Who that is, I don't know. That's why I leave it to the directors of footballs and the guys that are in charge. Richard.
Yeah, but position-wise, you could
maybe a left back as well.
Tsimikas not good enough to step in.
Well, he's been injured a little bit, and he is good enough to step in. We've seen some great little cameos there from Costas when he's come in. I think of the assist in the Carabao Cup final. He pops up last minute, perfect corner for Van Dijk. In the midfield, we're probably not going to add anything, and in the attack, we definitely won't because no one's going out. So typical Liverpool. I don't think we'll do any business in January. I'd like us to get a couple of defensive options there. But I can't expect any real business to happen now till the summer, if I'm honest.
Yeah, so I hear you. Well, listen, it's been great catching up with you. I was so glad.
Just before we go, very happy. Review that we did on your channel, the preview that we did on yours and mine. People in the chat saying they love the banter, they love the little chemistry there. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Jason's listening backstage. The Flex and AGT or AGT and Flex show could be a little vibe.
The Euros.
If the people want it,
he's put it.
You know what I mean? The people want it.
Exactly. He's put it to the comments. People decide.
Put it to the comments.
It's their channel. It's their channel.
You know only fools and horses, trainers, Movado,
bare music things, bare food things, everything.
It'd just be all over the gap. But I think it would be quite funny.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's always sick when we link up. And I was listening to a little bit of the weekend roundup today as well. Well, weekend roundup. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was good. I didn't catch all of it, but I caught some of it.
Thanks for the video, man. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. I didn't pick your call up yesterday, you and KG.
I know you didn't. You wouldn't answer, would you? No reception. Nah.
Doing my work.
Yeah, mate. Doing your work. Mate. Yeah, staying.
Yeah,
gotta get into work. Talk about it. How shit your team was. Guys, smash a like on a video for DR Sports. Make sure you subscribe. Smash a like if you think AGT has started to jinx this thing, and you know.
I don't want this narrative.
Because this is what's happened.
I jinxed it. If you firmly believe that
I can feel it. I do.
On the pitch,
bro. But when you pushed out your chest and had your little flipping, your little like trophy, not trophy picture.
I had it. Yeah, they printed it off, didn't they, Flex? What we're not going to do is lie and create narrative.
You endorsed it.
Like that. I still think we'll win the league.
Right, there you go.
When's the next time you're going to be able to say that?
You stand by it, and when you don't win it and it all starts going to crap, it'll be your fault. It'll be your fault, yeah? Don't touch that. Don't touch that. What are you going to do? Come and get it off the floor. Jason, as expressions would say, end the stream. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to DR Sports if you haven't done so already. We are out of here. Peace.